Great teachers have been on earth. Buddha, Jesus. Do you think there will be less conflict, more understanding when you depart? Or is the world moving in an unalterable direction? Great teachers have been on earth. The Buddha, Jesus. Do you think there will be less conflict, more understanding when you also depart? Or is the world moving in an unalterable direction? Have we ever noticed that the followers destroy the leader, and the leader or the teacher destroys the followers? Have you ever considered that? The Buddha, 2,500 years ago, before Christianity came into being, talked about love. Conduct, and so on, not to worship anything. And his followers made images of him, followed him, and so destroyed him. Right? There are various scriptures written down from memory. But the disciples always either exaggerate, distort, or extol, and lose the real depth of his teaching. And the Christian world, I hope I'm not treading on anybody's feet. The Christian world, I'm sure, have also made of that person into something incredible. And probably when the speaker kicks the bucket, dies, there will be the same phenomena going on. All this points to something extraordinary. Why do human beings all over the world have created symbols and worship the symbols? The symbols have become far more important than the truth of any of those people who have said things which are utterly true. Why do we want interpreters, the mediators between that truth and yourself? My question. The priest. The priests have existed from the ancient of times. The Sumerians, 7,000 or 8,000 years ago, had these priests. So did the Egyptians, in the ancient Egyptians. And there are these modern priests. the evangelists, the local priests, the priests at Rome. They all tell you or interpret or come between you and that. Why do we allow all this? You understand my question? Why can't we, as human beings, look to anybody? Because the whole history of mankind, his suffering, his agony, his desperate, uncertainly loneliness, is all in the book. Not in sacred books and holy books and all that, in the book which we are. We are the history of mankind. And if we can read that book ourselves, you need nobody outside to help. Our difficulty is we want others to read it and tell us what we are, what we should do. And the difficulty is to read the book of ourselves. And to read that book, we need careful observation of every movement of thought, feeling, reactions. And we don't do it because we want something, an easy way to everything. So, thought then invents all the rituals, the marvelous architecture of ancient cathedrals, temples and mosques, and the things that are in the temples, in the mosques, in the cathedrals and churches are put there by thought, invented by thought. And thought is not sacred, which we'll go into when we talk about it. And as long as we depend on others, whether it be Buddha and so on, we shall always live in conflict. Our life will become hypocritical. Is this so or not? Or the speaker is merely fantasy? The accuracy of investigation demands that you have flexible skepticism. So that the outside agency, whether it's a savior, the Buddha, or in India, Krishna, and so on, as long as that exists, there will be division among people, and that division will inevitably bring about conflict. Truth is not Christian, Hindu, Buddhist, or Islam. It is truth, and it doesn't belong to anybody. Like love doesn't belong to you or to me, it is love, compassion. And our minds are so conditioned, 2,000 years of Christianity, of propaganda, incessant, very clever thought out propaganda, and the same thing in the Asiatic world. So, is it possible to be totally, completely free from all dependence? To have one's own deep, abiding, unshakable integrity, which involves no fear and so on. Otherwise we create gods, saviors,